Happy Purim. It's time for us to remove our masks. Growing up as a child, I remember many times people wishing, "Agans your Purim, Agans your Freilach." We should be all year round happy. We should celebrate Purim all year round because it's the happiest day of the Jewish calendar. Unfortunately, the last year, we've been acting as if it was Purim. Wearing masks every single day for an entire year. That's exactly how Purim started. The very first time when Haman wanted to kill the Jewish people, for 1 year the Jews stood steadfast with their Mesiras Nefesh, with their self-sacrifice to serve God. And it was in that schus, it was that merit of the Jewish people gathering together, studying Torah, showing their steadfast Mesiras Nefesh, self-sacrifice for God, that we merited for the great miracle of Purim. The past year, many Jews had to have Mesiras Nefesh, self-sacrifice. So many Jews wanted to daven with a minyan, but they couldn't. They weren't able to go to the synagogue. They prayed home alone. Mesiras Nefesh, self-sacrifice. There were Jews who decided we're going to shul anyways. Perhaps they did the wrong thing. Mesiras Nefesh, once to go, self-sacrifice. So we just lived through a year of great Mesiras Nefesh. And I say, just as it was then, that through their Mesiras Nefesh, they merited the miracle of Purim, we deserve now a very great miracle. You know, Esther's name was Hadassah. Hadassah, he Esther. That's what the Megillah tells us. Esther represents concealment. Where we don't see godliness, the Jewish people were living in very, very dark times. They thought that they were going to be destroyed. But we have to remember that in the Esther, in the dark times, there is an Hadassah. The Gemara tells us that Hadassah represents tzaddikim, the righteous, which means that within all the negative that exists in the world, lying deep inside, there is an Hadassah. There is a great righteous miracle, a great thing that's going to take place and going to have to reveal itself. And I believe that we, through our self-sacrifice over the past year, deserve to see the Hadassah. We deserve to see the tzaddikim, the righteous. We deserve to see the blessing that God has concealed within the Esther of the last 10, 12, or perhaps more months that have gone by. This year is the time for us to once again to really celebrate Purim the way it was for the very first time. They lived through a year of suffering. We just went through a year of difficulties, and for many of us, there was great suffering and great pain, and unfortunately many losses. So it's time to celebrate. It's time for great miracles. It's time for God to show us that He loves us and to make the same miracle that happened then once again. These days have to be relived. We relived the suffering, and now we have to relive the miracle. Have a very joyous Purim. Have a great Shabbos. I look forward to celebrating together with all of you with Mashiach Tzidkenu Spiluni our day now. Amen. Shabbat Shalom and Happy Purim.